Hello and welcome back to our cane juice world tour. I haven't done one of these tour reviewy videos in like I don't know 5-6 months maybe, which is an outrage because I still have lots more cane juice based rums lying around left to review. And today we're doing Guadalupe, which I have a ton of samples of Guadalupan rums sitting around that I need to work through. So we may be staying here for a while. But today we're doing things I actually have bottles of. We're gonna do some Damoiseau, which is a new one for me, and some Bielle, which is not new. Bielle is actually one of my favorite rum distilleries ever. Okay, let's get this started. Guadalupe, kind of the more obscure player in the kind of overseas French departments of rum making. So you got Martinique, right? Head north, kind of, north, a little ways west of Martinique, past Dominica, and you hit the islands of Guadalupe, which do not have an AOC. Unlike Martinique, which has a very strict AOC. You cannot, do pot distilling or anything like that on Martinique and still call it Martinician rum. You can't even do molasses-based stuff like they do at Le Galion and call it Martinician rum. But in Guadalupe, things were a little bit more freewheeling. You've got some column stills. You've got some, a couple of pot stills. You got some fun things going on. So I thought it would be great to try these two bottles. All right, let me get these poured, and we'll do some reviews. The Damoiseau is actually from the Bellevue distillery. There's a couple of Bellevue distilleries in the world, but this is the Guadalupe-based one. Pour our Bielle, which will come second. And what do I want to say about this? Okay, so this is obviously entirely cane juice based. The distillery is in Moule, which is on the northeasternmost part of the main island, Grande-Terre. I don't know exactly when this is bottled, and the label is kind of vague. There's no lot of information or anything, but I'm guessing it was bottled circa 2020. Distilled on a short column, 50% alcohol by volume. They make a couple of different strengths of this. So here we go. Damoiseau Rhum Blanc. On the nose. I mean, right off the bat, I'm getting kind of like some very straightforward agricole cane juice rum kinds of notes. Like this is very textbook in a good way. Seawater, lots of brininess, fennel, a little bit of pineapple creeping in. There's like a fresh plastic kind of thing too, like so like you accidentally spilled some seawater and some pineapple juice inside your brand new Kia. It's that kind of smell. There's some grapefruitness, but it's almost like grapefruit candy more so than the pulp or the skin or anything like that. A little bit of oliviness, like a little bit of green olive, and also there's a ketchup note, like Hunt's ketchup. So it's not really tomato, which I expect to get in cane juice rum. This is more like we're getting a straight up ketchup. There's a little hints of like sugar and vinegar in there. Lightly floral. There's a little touch of white pepper. It's very simple. It's very clean. I don't imagine this was fermented for a week. This was fermented pretty quick, distilled cleanly. It's nice. On the palate. A little bit more fun on the palate than it is on the nose, which sometimes isn't the case. Like sometimes these things, I reviewed I've reviewed a couple of cane juice rums where they can be very explosive on the palate, and then they just kind of fade away when you get explosive on the nose, and then they kind of fade away on the palate. This is kind of doing the opposite. This is actually quite substantive. So again, we're getting lots of fennel and dried flowers happening on the palate. Seawater, kiwi. The pineapple thing is gone. The grapefruit is more like grapefruit peel now. White pepper, there's actually a fresh grass note here. Like you just, pulled up some lawn and kind of threw it in your mouth, which normally I don't get on agricole, even though it's one of those kind of notes that people always say is there. Here I am actually getting the grassiness. The ketchup thing is back, but it's more refined than actual ketchup. It's like eau de vie of ketchup. So little, Hunt's eau de vie was dumped into this. Finish is nice. It's very clean. It doesn't hold on too long, but it's very kind of nice, chalky. It's very mentholy. I like this. I'm curious to see where this goes with water, because if it gets better, we could be looking at something exciting here. Now, I don't know how much to add to this. It's 50%, so maybe like a squirt and a half. Yeah, that's about right. As usual, I'm going to add water to this, come back to it, see if it develops at all, gets better, collapses. It's for fun. We'll give it a final score. But now, Bielle time. Now, a zillion years ago, I did a video on Bielle where I've reviewed this big old jug you will see on bottom shelves of European supermarkets all over the place. It is cheap. And it is phenomenal. This is kind of like, what rum fire is to Jamaican rum? That's kind of what, for me, this is what rum fire is, but to like the overseas French departments. It's that good. I love Bielle Blanc, and I'm really curious to see what this version is like. So this is, it's from the same distillery, Bielle. And same strength, 59% alcohol by volume. The difference is they're only using one cane variety. This is Canne Grise, gray cane, and they're saying it is very rustic. So that sounds fun. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. I was about to say, this does not smell like Bielle to me. And it was because I had the wrong glass. There we go. It still doesn't smell a whole lot like Bielle. It's what I'm really getting is hippie toothpaste. I sometimes use that note, but what I'm talking about is the kind of muddling of like fennel and mint together. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I mean, it's really the main spine of this rum. But I mean, there's actually a lot going on once you kind of get past that. There's lots of brininess, rocks. It's more candied than the normal Bielle Blanc. There's more like a lemon. Almost like a candied lemon peel, a candied orange peel in there. Some squirt of lime juice, or even like sour mix. There's a smokiness to this too. It's almost like a mint smoke. So you took a bunch of mint leaves and lit them on fire. A lot of like salted black licorice. Little bit of olive, like one black olive. Thistle tea. That's a fun note. I don't get to use that one often. And something peppery, something that reminds me of like Sichuan cooking, but it's not Tobanjan. It's more like just, a little bit of Sichuan peppercorn. A little hint. All right, let's see what happens on the palate. Oh, so this is from the main island, Damoiseau, from the main island on Guadalupe. Bielle is Marie-Galante, which is kind of way over in the southeast. It's kind of this little island, not that little, but island way off on its own. Very cool, very rustic, if you like. All right, on the palate. So it has a lot of the intensity of standard Bielle Blanc. But it's actually like, again, like kind of like on the nose, there's more of a candy flavor to this, which I'm not totally like. I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure I'm totally enjoying it as much as I enjoy the standard Bielle Blanc. All right, what am I getting? Lots of salted black licorice. Wrap that around like a bunch of mint and a bunch of black pepper, and that's really kind of the spine of this again. Seawater, candied olives. Do they make candied olives? If they do, that is the flavor note in here. Lime candy, again, one of those things I assume exists. Dried flowers kind of mixed in with some mineral notes, some rocks. And again, a lot of smokiness to this. Incense. That kind of herbal mint smoke thing I was talking about before. But also just straight up campfire smoke. And there is a long finish on the smokiness, on the fennel, a little bit of herbaceousness. I was really enjoying the Damoiseau, but it is a little bit overshadowed here by the power and the detail, the complexity that the Bielle is bringing. And to be honest, I don't think I like this Bielle as much as I like the standard Blue Label stuff. But we're going to add some water to this and see what happens. Because again, I'm guessing on the water. At least 4 squirts. I know that much. Yeah, that needs 5. Ooh. God, what a monster. Okay. Let's go back to our humble little Damoiseau. There was a bunch of independent bottlings from Bellevue Distillery a couple of years ago that really, really, really got talked up. I never got a chance to try one. But, I can see trying this, how this could take on oak, like, really well. It would. I mean, it's got a straightforward character to it, which I like, but there's also a little bit of a heft on the palate, which feels like it could take oak well. Anyways, let's enough of my yapping. Let's go back to it now that there's water. On the nose, the Damoiseau Blanc gets. It gets more fruity. It's hard to come back to this after the Bielle because I'm noticing that loss of a third dimension, But there's a little bit more grapefruit, a little hint of bergamot now, actually. It's very nice. It's very good. It's a little bit outclassed here. But let's see what happens on the palate. Oh, yeah. This is good. Yeah, so with the water, okay, so first of all, the ketchup note is kind of gone completely. I don't know what's going on there. But the mouthfeel really fills out nicely. It gets, the finish gets, in particular, gets very briny, rocky, peppery, grippy, good finish. It's got weight, but it's very, very refreshing. This would tea punch like a champ. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is an 84 plus in my book. Good job, Damoiseau. Yeah. But to be honest, I don't think it's going to win this unless the Bielle like really, really, really stumbles. All right, let's see what we got here. Rhum Bielle Canne Grise, sorry. Now with some water. So on the nose, this turned into a little bit of like it gets like a chlorinated pool sort of note. But nice. Otherwise, not a whole lot of development. It mostly kind of stays the same. It's just a little bit of that, like, public pool water from when you were like 8 years old. That kind of comes up, and that's fine. I mean, this was so good on first contact. It doesn't really need to get better. All right, let's see what happens on the palate. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Damoiseau is really good. There's no contest here. I mean, this is kind of the difference between a really good distillery and one of the great distilleries. And this isn't even Bielle at its best, in my opinion. Like, so put it like this. Think of like that guy at your local gym who's worked really hard. He's gotten really strong. He's gotten his, like, a clean and jerk up to like 140 kilos. Like, he's a strong guy. Like, that's an impressive lift by any measure. But then you have to imagine like an Olympic level athlete from Eastern Europe somewhere rolling into the same gym. Maybe not even on their best day. Maybe they have some lingering injuries, like their hamstring hurts or something. But still, like they're still able to work up to like a 170 kilo clean, and like they shut it down for the day. That's the difference here. Like this is just a different level of rum. I'm sorry, I should probably describe it. God, that's good. And again, it's not my favorite Bielle. Okay, so we're getting minty, limey, salty black licorice stuff. It's still very candied, but then that leads into this just infinite finish on smoke and rocks. And yeah, that kind of burning herbaceousness thing. Oh, this is good. Okay, so as much as it annoys me, I have to say, this is more of a curiosity than anything else. What you should buy is this. Buy this. This is even better than this, and this is terrific. Even so, I would give this Canne Grise Bielle a modest 87 plus. This is a really, really freaking good cane juice rum. And that's it. Both these really improved quite a bit with water, especially, and they kind of improved the same way. Like the mouthfeel and the finish just kind of tightened up, you know. But very different rums otherwise. So Damoiseau, 84 plus. The Bielle Canne Grise, 87 plus. That's what I got. Thanks for watching my little review, and cheers.